Your things. You either catch it to eat it or you shouldn't fish.
Yeah, you're saying you don't understand the concept of like sport fishing.
Yeah. Now, if it's like, oh, I caught a marlin and I'm mounting it, like that's different. But if you're just like out there catching trout and you're like, oh, that's a good trout, bloop, right back in the water. I don't understand why people do that. I don't even think you should be allowed to do it.
My dad had a fishing boat when he had a place in Ocean City, New Jersey. And I used to fish all the time. Been a very long time. But I mean, we'd actually go out, we'd fish, and like you said, actually eat what you catch.
Yeah.
It was, which was kind of a rewarding process too.
Of course. I just like, I'll never understand why you would fish. Like you would want to go out for the day and not keep it.
I actually do understand that. I wouldn't do it because it doesn't interest me enough. But I understand that it's the same thing as really any other kind of competitive activity. That's what it is. Like once you get to that level, it's competition.
I guess, but like, I don't know. I find it rude for the fish. And I'm serious. Like, it's really weird to just go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stab this guy in the face just to let him know that I can.
But they're still alive.
Yeah, but like, you know, you're ruining their day for no reason. It's one thing if you're going to eat them.
Can I tell you what I think is insane?
Could you imagine people just went around shooting things? Like,
well, here, let me give you a great example of this. By the way, what's going on, everybody? Happy to have you with us. It's the MLB strategy show. And we've got a big 12-game slate today and some monster contests. Are you entering the Mega Millie on DraftKings?
What?
The 3,000.
No.
I only asked because they're giving back 3x in DK dollars.
I would like
for your highest
I'm in no position to fire a $3,300 single bullet today.
So I'm not doing it. But it was like for your highest score, you get 3x in DK dollars. So if you had like 150 fantasy points, you get 4. I mean, if you're someone that you generally fires in those contests, it's a nice promo. Like it's actually a very nice promo.
But I mean, like for 3,300, like that is only being marketed to a very specific amount of people.
Sure. By the way, okay, there's what I want to ask you before we get started. Hey, and while we do this, if you guys don't mind, it'd be greatly appreciated. Take 1 single second, atone for your sins this beautiful Tuesday morning. Sorry. And hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, goes a long way for us, and we appreciate you in advance. Referring to just shooting things, have you ever seen the show Naked and Afraid?
Yeah.
Okay. They go out there like they're starving and they're about to die. I watched one, they were in like they were in Africa, and they shoot this like beautiful wild animal that's just roaming, huge, massive animal. And they can only harvest so much of it because there's only 2 of them and they're 2 miles from camp.
Yeah.
So the rest
you can't put it in the freezer for later.
Right. The rest of it just rots, or, of course,
other animals will eat it.
Scavengers come and take care of it, which I assume you could say fine. But then they're like crying and thanking the animal for giving its life. It's like, hey, morons, you don't need to be here. You're not actually dying. Like there's a camera crew following you around. If you could be at home, you're just doing this to prove something to yourself because you're lacking in confidence and you're 100% lacking in self-worth. Now, don't get me wrong. Interesting show. I enjoy some of the people, but you kill these big, amazing animals. And oftentimes they don't. They come in, they're like, yeah, I'm a skilled hunter. I've been doing it my whole life. 21 days. All they got was a shrimp and a small bass.
Yeah, they killed a frog.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like they never, the guys that bow hunt, I have very rarely ever seen them successfully kill anything. But when they do, it's like, unless you waste like 95% of the animal and you're like, thank you for giving this to us for subsistence, or else we would have perished. It's like, no, you
or
just
else I would have had to go back home
on a pickup truck. Yeah. What are you talking about?
It's weird.
Don't get me wrong. I could never do, like, I would never and could never do that. But I also am.
I could never do it. Like if they gave me shoes and my pants, or just a pair of shorts, I'd do a lot better.
Well, the naked part is also wildly unnecessary. Like that. When do you find yourself lost in the middle of a jungle with your hog out? Like how you just lost all of your clothes?
That's a shame. Maybe they burn off. You were smashing at the time when the plane went down. All your clothes were off in the plane bathroom.
You could find clothes on someone else. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, just like, I mean, obviously they needed it for the gimmick, but like I would much prefer to just have on underwear. Like, can we just, they don't have to be good. Like they don't have to be, they're not cargo underwear. I don't need pockets and shit. Just let me tuck my balls back so I don't get poked in the dinger by a species we never knew existed.
All right, let's go.
This is not how I expected to start today's show. That's for sure. This is a new one.
Well, all right, hold on a second. First of all,
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. See, this is your fault. This is your fault.
Okay.
By the way, I played no Royals, so.
Also, Munoz gave up 3 home runs. It's like, it's not, he's.
That's fine though. But like, that's different, right?
Oh, and James Paxton, Josh.
Yeah.
James Paxton.
Still having a terrible season, regardless of how his start went yesterday, which was the only point we made.
Anyway.
Yeah, don't point him out. Don't point him out. Just let him rot away.
We got too many games to talk about. Remember last week we did this show and
I know where you're going.
Well, we actually did the early live before lock. It was last Thursday, I think. Hunter Brown was on the main slate. So you and I didn't do that show, but we still talked about it anyway. We said, how the hell is this guy against the White Sox 7K, right? Goes out there, very nice start, 6 1-run innings, 6 Ks, got the win. Now he's up to 8K, but he's at home against Colorado. He's a -265 money line favorite. The Rockies, arguably the worst offense in baseball, have a 3.2 run team total. And Hunter Brown, I have egregious amounts of this guy today. Matter of fact, it's just for me, all my exposure at pitchers just going to the Hunters. Hunter Green and Hunter Brown. I have so much of them.
I have 178% of the two of them.
Yeah.
Hunter Brown is in all but one of my lineups. And like, I don't get it. He should be more expensive than Joe Ryan today.
Shouldn't Hunter Brown? Okay, so I said
he should be the most expensive pitcher on today's slate.
I said last week Hunter Brown should be like mid-8s. I think that's reasonable, right? Last week he was 7K, should have been around mid-8. And people still probably would have played some of them. Today, he's 8K, which puts him as the 7th. No, I'm sorry. He's not 8K. He is 8K. I was going to say he's 8K.
He's the 12th most expensive pitcher.
12th most expensive pitcher.
I got him projected by 5 fantasy points ahead of everybody else.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Explain this to me for a moment here. How is he? You will laugh when I say this. How is he less expensive than Adam Mazur?
Add Tyler Anderson to that list. Like I don't understand. It's not even like, oh, his price is down because he's been getting bombed. In his last 5 starts, he's thrown 31 innings. He's given up 5 runs, and his strikeout to walk ratio is 38-5.
Yeah.
it's not even just that like he looks good and there's a misprice. He's the best guy on today's slate. He's been pitching fantastic, and he's $2,000 plus underpriced for what this is today.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Adam Mazur, you know what take a guess what his K minus BB rate is without looking.
Negative.
-6.
I don't understand what to do today.
All right. So also, why Hunter Green should not be cheaper than, and I don't care if he goes out and get blown up today. It makes zero difference to me whatsoever. Like,
yeah.
Vegas does not lie. Whether or not the outcome resembles that doesn't matter. Mackenzie Gore is 88. Brown should be more expensive than him. Seth Lugo's been good, $9,600. I don't know. It's just it's shocking to me that somehow you know what it is. Can we just say that Hunter Brown's price for some reason on DraftKings it's broken?
It's like they accidentally hard coded a cap to him or something.
That's what I mean. It feels broken.
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around it.
But
by the way,
FanDuel,
you mentioned Hunter Green too. Like he struck out. They're facing Pittsburgh again. He struck out 9 with no walks and 6 1/3 the last time he pitched. And he's been great too. 32 strikeouts over his last 30 innings. It's Hunter season. Yeah. Those are my two highest projected players, and Hunter Green is the 7th most expensive pitcher for today. This is insane.
Yeah. It's funny too, because there are some good matchups out there. I mean, Seth Lugo has Miami. That's a good spot. The problem
You mean to tell me that having Miami be your most exposed team is not the best way to go about this slate?
Probably not. But also, do you comfortably pay $1,000 more for him than Hunter Green? $1,600 more than Hunter Brown? I don't really see it.
Yeah, I legit don't know how to. There are 24 starting pitchers on today's slate. It's a 12-game slate. 4 of them have ownership north of 10%. Hunter Brown at 50, Hunter Green at 25, Brandon Pfaadt and Joe Ryan basically 15. Everybody else that I just named is below 10. I don't know how to even talk about, like, you're not talking about Flexen, Hendricks, Gomber, Wilson, Peterson, Spence, Heaney, Howard. All right, that's not going to be Spencer Howard's not pitching today. Yanni Chirinos, Brian Bayo,
Adam Mazur, Bryce Wilson.
Everybody that I just named was below Hunter Brown. I don't even know how you do that.
The one guy that I actually do kind of like, only because what's that?
Brandon Pfaadt.
Well, he's getting some. I don't have an issue with Brandon Pfaadt. He's fine. 7,800. I think it's reasonable. There's going to be some spots that, as far as hitting go, that you're looking to pay up for today. Kevin Gossman's interesting to me. Don't
have him.
I'm not getting a lot of him at all, but he's interesting because he's been all over the map this year. Like Kevin Gossman has been either, give you a really solid start or just terrible. The Red Sox do strike out at a pretty decent clip, like a top 10 clip versus righties. I don't know what to make of Gossman outside of when he has that monster game, he goes nuclear. I mean, we saw it against Oakland just 3 starts ago, 46 DraftKings points, complete game shutout, 10 Ks, phenomenal start. Not long ago against Detroit, 6 1-run innings, double-digit strikeouts again there. Another great one against Washington. Sure, he's beat up on some of the bad teams. Had a great start against the Dodgers too. And then he just disappears in other spots. But 10%, 8K, I have no issues with that. He isn't the same pitcher that he was last year, but we've seen that the ceiling is still there.
I wouldn't mind having more. He's just getting absolutely destroyed by Hunter Brown being $100 cheaper than him. Like if Hunter Brown just wasn't on the slate, we would have a much different, we'd be able to talk about like 10 different pitchers.
If Brown wasn't
apparently we should talk about Kyle Hendricks today because he owns San Francisco. By the way, he has faced them 4 times in 3 years. This is your fault. You encourage this.
Yeah. I'm not sure what to say about it. So wait, 4 times in 3 years. So the
He's
team
faced
is
92 batters in the past 3 calendar years against the Giants. Owned them.
and this team and and this team has also looked pretty different year over year.
Hendricks has never allowed a single homer to the Giants. That's wild. I'm staring at 2 of them right now.
From when?
September 5th, 2023, gave up 2 bombs. This idiot can't even do his own trolling correctly.
This is too good, man. I could sit back and just enjoy it.
Yeah, 6.75 ERA that day.
How hard does it?
He was busy owning the Giants in that when he gave up 2 dongs and 5 runs.
How hard does it make it to actually look towards other pitching options on this thing? By the way, Carson.
Then that's the only 2 ever. Oh, okay. Well, then he did give up 2. Like, what are we doing here? Just shut up.
It's got to be a troll.
It's not. That's the thing. It's not. It's been him for years. He's just like naturally incompetent. It's incredible.
There has to be some level of trolling. Maybe not. Maybe not. It looks like this Carson Wisenhunt character is starting for the Giants today.
Okay.
DraftKings has him as probable. We have him in our projections as the guy.
8-run total in that game. I have the Giants 21st in top stack, Cubs 16th. I think we could ignore Carson who's a what's-its or whatever he just said his name was.
His K rate's wild though. I'm serious for a second. Like this guy gets strikeouts.
Right, let me look him up. What's his name? I got him. Is this like the coach's kid?
I don't know, but he does.
Is he related? He could be like Ken Wisenhunt's son. It's from Winston-Salem. It doesn't appear to be tied to any other Wisenhunts. Anyway, this year, AAA, 15 starts, 30% K rate, 12% walk rate. So he's just
all over the map.
Okay, so he's the number 3 prospect for the Giants, 100th overall preseason. Has a lights out changeup as a lefty. Okay, so he's real.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, my apologies, Carson Whiz on your face. I was uninformed. Okay, I assume he's 4K if he's in the player pool.
7K.
Oh, okay. Then we don't have to care. We don't have to care as much now.
Yep,
let me just toss him in and see what he projects like. So this is Giants, Carson.
We have him getting 9. By the way, we have him getting 9% ownership.
WHISEN Wiz in Hunt. Let's see how many. He's like fully stretched out, right?
He's got to be, right?
He's thrown 61 innings in 15 starts. So he's only averaging four innings. I mean, this dude's just going out there and throwing as many pitches as possible. It's all strikes. It's all balls. I don't know. What's he going to be good for? Like 13 outs, something like that.
I'll tell you right now. Hold on. 4 1/3, 5 2/3, 5 2/3, 5 innings, 4.
Yeah, I got him projected. What do we have him projected for?
Fantasy point wise?
Yeah. Do you have it in front of me?
I just have to refresh because we did a rerun. Oh wait, here we go. All right. So
I've got 12.2 right now. Just without any changes.
We have him at 13.2. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't make any changes to strikeout rates, so it's probably a little limiting. You're never playing him, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, I don't see it happening. Yeah. But
interesting guy to keep an eye on. A lefty with a 70 grade changeup that tops out as the best changeup in baseball is at least a little interesting.
Yeah, I actually think he's a guy we watch. Good park. All right. But yeah, it's 7. If he's 4K, he's the highest owned pitcher on the slate.
God, he was born in 2000.
I know. That's actually, I'm seeing, look at some of these NFL players that are coming up now.
Well, I mean, the NBA is even crazier. The guys that are making the guys that are making the NBA now were never in, like, they were born after I graduated high school.
I was going to say they were born when I was graduating, which is outrageous.
That is haunting.
I always used to say I'd look at all of them when I was younger as grown men. You know what I mean? Like grown ass dudes. And now
even the guys that were the same age as you.
Right. Like
I didn't look at LeBron James as the same thing as me, and he's 2 months older than me.
Right. But now you look at him as chill, like kids.
Yeah. Well, now that's just like the guy that I watched kid is playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the second and third generation players now, it's like, because now you've had a full run of a popular league and people doing it, shitting out kids. Like, it's just going to be a never ending supply of former athletes, kids.
Like Scottie Pippen Jr. We saw the cycle.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole thing, start to finish.
Like,
and they're not stopping.
Had a child. The child is in the end. It's just, it's outrageous. But
I mean, it's even guys like Trace Jackson Davis. Like it's everybody, and you don't even notice it sometimes.
I'll tell you what though, you're going to be hard. Like, okay. And you guys in chat, tell me, what other pitchers do you want to talk about here? What other pitchers do you want us to dig into? I'm happy to do it. It's just, it's a weird spot here because I can't just sit and speak glowingly about Mitch Spence or David Peterson just because, like I love talking about some lower owned guys that could be viable, but you ran through it. I mean, the Dodgers have a 6-run total against Flexen. Houston's got Austin Gomber. Yanni Chirinos, that's just not going to happen. Kansas City still has a near 6-run total. Adam Mazur can't hit the strike zone. Bryce Wilson, no strikeout stuff. Lugo's insanely expensive. I don't know why you'd want to play Brian Bayo at that price point when you've got like Brandon Pfaadt and Hunter Brown. I'd even put Kevin Gossman ahead of him.
Yeah.
Garrett Cole, 9,200, but he threw 62 pitches in his first start.
Yeah, I think I don't know how you go to Cole.
Interesting that Mitch Keller's 3% owned.
So he's the only guy he's my most exposed non-hunter.
Yeah.
But I have 6%. Like there's
right.
Maybe I get lucky and I get to 10, 12, something like that. Thin out the margins here as we get closer to lock. Because Keller looks fine, but it's not a fun park to pitch in.
It's not a fun park. It's a phenomenal strikeout matchup though for right.
It is. But what's the weather like there today?
His K rate 90. Yeah. Yeah, but you and I are still talking about playing Hunter Brown, so.
Green,
sorry, yeah. Jeez, 90 at first pitch.
Man, they're both colors too. These guys are overlapping in an incredible way.
I didn't even think about that.
I'm going to take Hunter White, Hunter Yellow, Hunter Blue.
Wind's blowing out 11 miles per hour to left field. So, yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest spot. But Mitch Keller's still good. And I bet you if we were to look at his K rate, like this is what's a little surprising to me. I look at his raw strikeout numbers and like, dude, if you just went and looked at his raw strikeout numbers per game, per start, you would not think he only has a 21.8% K rate.
No. Seems like it should be higher.
Some of those games where he's just mixing in like 3-4 Ks.
Yeah.
But aside from that, you've got a bunch of those 7-8, strikeout games. It's still there. He's still good. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think probably the only reason Mitch Keller isn't getting a lot of love is because you have Hunter Green below him. You have Hunter Brown below him. You have Brandon Pfaadt behind him. Kind of all of those guys are just going to naturally drive you away from that.
Yeah. And then, like, you look at Mackenzie Gore at 8,800. It's like, yeah, is that spot okay because the run total is low? Yeah. It's also the Padres on the opposite side. Now, it's not the normal, like, they're not fully loaded Padres, but at the same time, it doesn't strike me as like a really good match. Now, there is no power in the San Diego lineup, which is interesting. I have
Tatis
their
at the
team.
IL yeah.
I have their team ISO projected at 133 today. You have Machado
Really?
at 200, Higashioka 185, and then Kim at 160. Arias is sub 100. Jerks Profar's 130. Cronenworth 120. Solano 115. Merrill 125. Like, there is no power to be found in San Diego today, which kind of makes Mackenzie Gore look a little bit more interesting.
He is my highest exposed non-Hunter Brown, non-Hunter Green pitcher, and I was surprised by it. I have 22% right now.
Okay, I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah. Getting Tatis, you make a great point though. Like, okay, if we stop looking at it from just like, oh, what was this team and now what is this team? Bogarts and Tatis both out of the lineup. Sure, you have Machado. Like Arias is good, but he's not a power bat. He just doesn't strike out. Who else is really that good? Like Profar's having a nice season.
Yeah.
But you're not terribly concerned about him either.
It's not, no, like, he's just one of, there's like 2.5 good bats in this lineup. I mean, there's a reason their implied total is what it is today.
Yeah.
Terrific.
It really is. Also, for right-handers,
I have them dead last in top stack.
Do you really? Padres?
Yeah.
Padres, Petco Park, 28th park factor for righties.
Yeah.
So a beneficial park for Mackenzie Gore, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, the only real problem here is just how much better Hunter Green looks, but their ownership relationship, 25-10 or something like that. I think that's about right.
I do too. Do you realize how wild it is though, that we're talking about 24 pitchers and Hunter Brown is pulling 53. I know it's a 2-pitcher site, but still 53% ownership.
He's a quarter of all of the ownership.
Yeah. What?
And like, to me, the interesting piece will be, how owned is he? Are we wrong? Are we light? Because this is just the my assumption is that we are going to show Hunter Brown looking like a great play. Other sites in the industry are going to be showing the same thing. And I wonder if 50% ownership becomes 60 even in baseball.
Well, I have 87 right now.
I have 98.
How much Hunter Green do you have?
80.
It's going to be either a really good day or just a horrible day.
Well, I mean, the way that it's been going lately, I can get pitching right now, and now I don't sniff the right stack. Like yesterday, it was just like, oh, it's Cincy. I don't have it. My day is over quite quickly.
What a weird slate from a pitching perspective. It's very strange.
Yeah, it's 8K is just a stupid, stupid, stupid price tag.
It kind of screws the slate up.
Yeah. Like, if he were just 10K today, he'd still be one of the highest owned pitchers, and you could reallocate 30% ownership to every range.
Pretty much. What about one more pitcher before we get into bats and our homer plays of the day?
Lopez?
And Josh, what's that?
I'm figuring you're going Lopez here, but maybe Joe Ryan?
No, only because with Ryan, like, don't get me wrong, he's good. And Arizona is actually not a power-friendly park from a homer perspective.
No, very much not. So,
like 10K on Joe Ryan today, I just don't think I'm going to be getting there. I don't have any of him right now at that price.
Same. Neither do I. Not that I would have a problem if I had any of him, but like, he just doesn't look as good. You're inefficiently spending your money in those cases.
Exactly. Tyler Anderson has a very good matchup. He's been good, but I don't know how much you love a 16% strikeout rate. The only guy I wanted to ask you about, and he has not been good, was Bobby Miller,
Okay.
because the price point is concerning, but we know he has good stuff. He just hasn't been good.
And the White Sox stink, which helps.
White Sox are bad.
Yeah.
I have 5%.
I mean, he looks good. Like, I think he's the second best guy in the Keller, Gore, Green,
I do
Miller
too.
range.
Is he getting any ownership?
10.
Yeah. Man,
Ish.
you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have like 7 pitchers between 8 and 12% right now.
Yeah. That's a blurry range. I don't hate the idea of getting Bobby Miller. If you like Bobby Miller, I don't hate the idea of Mackenzie Gore if you like Mackenzie Gore. It just so happens that I am unloading a full clip on Hunter Green.
Yeah. And Hunter Brown.
Yeah, all things Hunter. Are there any hitters? I should take him too.
I wish we could do a parlay. Well, we should do strikeout parlays and then see. Hold on.
Is there anything for Hunter Biden?
Let's see.
Over under crack today in ounces?
Yeah, over under illegal firearms in possession. I don't think we have any Hunter hitters. Oh wait, yes there is. Hunter Goodman.
Renfroe. Hunter Renfroe?
Oh yeah, Renfroe. I didn't even think about Renfroe. He homered last night.
Did he? Okay. Hunter season, baby.
Against the elite Rodri Munoz.
Yeah.
And he's got Yanni Chirinos today. They have a 5-point. Should we do a Hunter parlay?
Hunter Green, Hunter Renfroe, Hunter Brown.
Let's see what the last I looked. I think Hunter Green strikeout.
Maybe we could put this together on playback.
Oh, tell the people.
We're gonna go on to playback. Oh, you wanted more information? Got it. Immediately after this show, folks, we're going live on playback, and we are going to break down props and build parlays across all of the books for Dinger Tuesday. All of these books are running promos for today. We're going to build out everything. We're going to dig into like StatCast data and fan graphs, and we're going to put some bets together the moment we end this show.
Yeah,
and we're going to do this regularly moving forward.
Come join us for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just hop straight over to playback. Jump in. It'll be live. We should probably jump in now.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We forgot to do that this morning. But yeah, come join. Listen, all of these books do sick promos. And like Tuesdays are the best for bet. Let's be completely honest with ourselves. Betting home runs in baseball is just the only thing that makes it fun. I'm not saying sides aren't like I enjoy strikeout props, sure. Sides like home runs, Josh, it feels like you're kind of playing a tournament. You know what I mean?
It does. Yeah, for sure.
Because the payout, like when you hit a plus 600, we hit one the other day in the Odd Shopper Discord. It was plus 550 on who the hell? Oh, Riley Green. And it's just a great feeling because you can turn it into big money. And you can wipe out other losses in doing so. So let's see.
Imagine if you had O'Neal Cruz yesterday. You would have gotten that home run pick correct.
Nice work. I bet that as a single as well. Also, I bet Vinny P. Pasquantino as a single. You and I are morons, and we thought, I got to be careful, man. I got to remember, we're live here.
We're
typical everyday vernacular. Almost slipped. We both saw Pasquantino and O'Neal Cruz homer within like 5 minutes of each other.
Yeah.
And we both are texting each other at the same time, like, dude, we got 2 or 3. We just need Machado. And then at the same time, text each other like, shit, we had JJ Bleday because I was talking Pasquantino all morning.
Yeah. Well, dude, I immediately went to Twitter, quote tweeted the Odd Shopper tweet and was just like, oh, we got a sweat now.
Yep.
And then I was like, I don't think Bleday homered. We don't have a sweat of anything.
No. Oh, M-Wald 50. I know, dude. He said Candelario, the 3-hitter on a team with 11 runs, somehow gets 0 DraftKings points. I bet him the homer too. That was a god-awful performance. They put up 11 runs, and every time I go back and look, I'm like, oh, they got 6 runs now. They got 7. Oh, sweet, 9, 11. Just goose egg every single time.
Yeah, I had the opposite experience. I opened it up and saw they had 6 runs, and it was like, oh, my day's over. I don't need
Yeah.
I don't care about 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11.
Yeah. All right. So DraftKings Homer Fest. Bet any player to hit a home run and earn towards a bonus bet for every home run hit on Tuesday. So that's sweet. I'm opting in now. FanDuel's got Dinger Tuesday, which is awesome. Where if you bet a homer, 25 minimum, but you bet a homer, got a homer. If he homers, you still win. But you get $5 in bonus bets per every homer hit in that game. So if you're only betting one of them, do it in like a high run scoring environment. For me, it doesn't matter, Josh, because I'm probably going to have like 4, 5, 6 home run bets north of $25. So I'm going to max out the 25 bonus bets anyway. Caesars gives you 25% profit boost vouchers for home runs. So you can bet 2 of them with 25 profit boost. I think BetMGM has one too. So yeah, that's going to be real fun to do in playback. Build these out. And I'll lock them in for each one of them, even if it's just single bets.
And we will be on playback today. 20 plus minutes. I'm in there right now.
All right. Hunter Brown strikeout 7.5, dude. 7.5.
I got him projected for 7.3. So I don't feel like my projection is incorrect.
Hunter Green. Okay, so Hunter Green over 6.5 Ks is pretty heavily juiced. You know what's funny about that too is we have that as a neutral play on Odd Shopper. Usually, you know as well as I do. Usually, we have unders as plus EV plays, just because player props typically you see heavier juice placed on the under or on the overs. Yeah. We actually have the over as a neutral play on 6.5 strikeouts with pretty heavy juice to the over.
I got him at 6-7. So I feel good about it.
There you go. Yeah. So 2 good spots. Give me a homer pick. I'll give you a homer pick. We'll because we're still gonna
not from Dinger Tuesday, you mean?
Correct. We're still gonna make our parlay today.
Okay.
We're gonna
I'm on it.
We will do this until it hits. I don't care if it's 2027, brother. We'll do this until it hits.
I think people will care if we don't get one till 2027.
Fair, but to be clear, the odds that these aren't exactly things that should hit.
Well, not when I take them.
I want Anthony.
You take real human beings. I'm like, oh, plus 2,000 that I get a homer today.
Yo, you took a real human being yesterday, and look what happened.
Look what happened. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't have to be mega plus EV because if we like the spot already and it's a plus EV spot, give me Anthony Santander plus 390 on FanDuel. Logan Allen gives up a lot of power. Warm in Baltimore, winds blowing out to left at 14 miles per hour. I know it's not a great righty-friendly park. It has not mattered with this Baltimore team all season long. They'll hit it out of anywhere. So Anthony Santander plus 390 against Logan Allen.
I got mine, I think. I'm just scrolling through to make sure I'm not missing any other additional value. Ooh, kind of like that one. Let me look at it quick. What the fuck am I looking at? Gary Sanchez. Oh my God, I'm blind.
Swoop asks, do you not play the single stat on home runs on DraftKings? I don't. They probably don't even allow it. I don't understand why.
I would never play it.
Yeah, but like I can't play college sports for DFS and PA. I
got my pick.
Okay, I can't do second half DFS, but I can do everything else. So I would assume I can't even do that. But sports betting is legal, so I don't know. What do you got for me?
Gary Sanchez plus 340.
Oh, okay.
Andrew Heaney on the opposite side. Milwaukee's park 112 park factor for righties. Andrew Heaney over the past year and a half, 204 x ISO over 3,000 pitches to righties.
Kind of love that. Okay.
Hold on. Say whatever you just said again. Katie's dad was calling me, so I lost my AirPods for a second.
I said I love that.
So do I.
All right, let's give out one more. What does chat have? Any good ones here? Big Russ, Chaz McCormick, Luriano and Olson, Profar from Swoop, Seager and Rooker. Clayton, maybe I'm wrong. I probably am. I'm a little worried that Hammy's still bothering Corey Seager.
Hmm.
Maybe not. Maybe it's nothing.
By the way, we're not going to take Rooker because I took Rooker for our Dinger Tuesday homer.
Okay. So then we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that once we flip over to playback.
Yeah, so we need 3 for a vote.
Okay. Let's go. By the way, shouldn't we just go live on playback right now? Just put it live now. So with
Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, I'm there. Right? We can do whatever. Tell Jordan.
all right. Yeah, put it live. I'm there too.
The moment you were like, we should probably do that now, I just did it. So
I'm there. I'm with you.
all right. Well, I'm just gonna click go live.
All right. Yeah, we're in business.
I'll let Jordan figure out the stuff on the back end, but we're live.
Awesome. All right. What should we go with the third one?
Jake DeWitt says Hamilton from Boston. Let me take a look at it.
Did you ever read Josh Hamilton's book? That was an insane book.
I did not, but
It was nuts. Like you remember
definitely
when
not
he
David Hamilton.
you remember it when he threw the ball to the kid in the stands with his dad?
No.
Really?
I mean, the way that you said that story, that seems like a pretty innocuous thing that I should not remember. So what happened? And maybe that'll help.
So he grabbed the foul ball, threw it into the stands. The boy who was with his dad, watched his dad reach for the ball that Hamilton threw to him, fell over like 25 feet on the concrete and died in front of his kid at the game.
Don't remember that at all.
Horrible. I'm saying though, like not just imagine being the boy. That's as tragic as you could
in the majors.
Yes.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, and not just, but imagine being Josh who threw the ball to the dad and watched that transpire. I'm not sure you ever come back from that.
2011. Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
I'm not sure you ever come back from something like that, dude. That's
39-year-old firefighter.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. Crazy. Swoop, are you talking about Bregman? You keep saying Bergman. Let's get one more play.
Okay. Sorry, I was watching a clip of a guy falling to his death.
So messed up, man, with the kids there. Some people are saying Royce Lewis. I mean, Brandon Pfaadt's good though. That's a horrible par. I get what you're saying. Ride the hot hand. I don't want to throw Lewis in there.
I don't hate Bregman.
Me neither, actually.
There's a better line elsewhere. 500 at FanDuel. 500 at FanDuel, 550 at MGM.
Okay, so throw Bregman in. And Jordan, when you do these polls, you got to put the odds in there as well. So what did you say? Plus 500 at FanDuel. Ryan said Freddie Freeman. That's interesting, actually, against Chris Flexen. I don't mind that at all. Let's see what the odds on Freddie Freeman are.
I don't like it.
Okay, well, I'm saying the concept of it. I haven't looked at anything yet.
360.
Oh, 360. That's, yeah.
It's a little lean for me.
Those are short odds for Freeman. I mean, I'd rather go Ohtani at 200.
Right.
Seriously, I would.
Julio Rodriguez looks okay to me. I'm just gonna throw these out if chat like freaks out about it.
That's a 6 p.m. game, right?
Yeah. Volpe, Jake Fraley. I'm just gonna name them, and if one of those names catch to you. Gary, I already did Gary Sanchez. Pete Alonso. I took Rooker. Machado is plus 470.
With the righty left with the platoon advantage against Gore.
Yeah, not that it's a great spot, but
no, I don't love it. Toga has Melendez. I mean, I'd go back to a Kansas City bat, honestly.
I don't hate Matt Olson. I don't mind that shout from somebody. Eric.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's go Matt Olson against Gibson. That's a good one. Yeah. What are his odds?
350.
Okay.
And it's at FanDuel. FanDuel has the best odds right now.
Perfect. Matt Olson, we need one more.
Okay.
Wow, 96 degrees, by the way, in St. Louis today. So great hitting weather.
I mean, Arcathelza said Chenul at plus 750. He's plus 870 at FanDuel, and I actually have it at positive value, but no one's going to choose that.
Probably not. We don't need something that long for a 3-leg parlay on homers anyway. Like you don't really need that.
We do not.
Brand Joy said Langoliers.
He's
Against
340 at FanDuel, 400 at MGM. That's too much value to give up.
Agreed. We need one more here.
I don't like that line. This is tough.
Very tough. But we gotta use discretion here, you know?
We do. We do. Oh, I gotta pee really bad.
There's
Hayward?
gotta. What's that?
People are saying Jason Hayward. It's a no. I'm having trouble finding another one that I like.
Ozuna,
What do we have so far?
For this one, we have Olson, and who was the plus 550? Bregman.
Yeah. What do you think
Plus
of Pete Alonso?
I don't love it against Garrett Cole, honestly.
I mean, when Garrett Cole gives up anything, it's always home runs.
It is power. Isn't it usually lefty power, though?
I think so.
It's been so long since I've looked at anything Garrett Cole. I could just be misremembering, but I feel like it's lefty power for Garrett Cole.
Past 2 years, 144 ISO to lefties, 150 to righties.
Oh, wow. So
just
same.
this year in the 47 pitches, 237, but that's not what we're talking
that doesn't
about.
do much for us.
It's been more lefties than righties in the past. Altuve? We already have Bregman.
Yeah. It just hurts the odds when you correlate them like that.
Just go with those two.
Oh, wait. Someone get Aaron. Let me just look up one more. Aaron Judge against Peterson's interesting. Hold on.
$210. I don't hate it.
Throw that in there. Let's
There you go.
throw
Aaron
that
Judge,
in there.
210.
Let the people vote. Let them vote.
Fluffy, you keep talking for 30 seconds.
Sure. Best odds are on FanDuel anyway. At 210, unless you're on like Bet Rivers or Unibet at 215. Pinnacle minus 160 or plus 163. Caesars 185. All right, go Aaron Judge plus 210. You guys be the judge of this last one. So when we hit, we celebrate together and we reap the rewards. All right, vote is up. No excuse not to vote for you 250 or whatever people here. Hit that, hit the thumbs up, but hit that vote button. That's more important right now. Get a vote in. Just take a second, see where we land on this. Right now, Bregman with 44. So it looks like it's going to end up being Bregman or it's going to be Bregman or Olson. I think it's going to be Bregman. We'll see. Anyway, we got that locked in. Let's talk some bats here. I'm looking at my Sims exposure right now, and I once again have a good amount of Kansas City and Houston.
I do have them, but I have more of the opposite side. The Marlins are my most exposed team right now. I really hope that goes away.
Yeah.
For a second, I felt like you couldn't hear me. Yeah, I don't. They're the best value by a lot. You know, the most expensive bat in the Marlins lineup is Jazz Chisholm at 4,200. Then it's 3,600. Then everybody's 3,300 or below. I think that value is helping me. I think when you go to a Marlins stack here, and obviously terrible spot against Lugo. When you go to a Marlins stack here, your extra people, whatever you're filling out outside of your Marlins stack, can be basically anybody you want, especially because of Hunter Brown and Hunter Green. Like, I'm not really spending a ton on the pitching side. It's not that I don't have a bunch of other teams, because I do, but right now the Marlins seem to be the team for me.
I don't think it's crazy. They're my third highest exposed stack, by the way.
Okay.
The Marlins are.
Yeah. Like
I'm
I
a
have
little,
8% of Kansas City. So it's not like I don't have any.
I'm almost surprised by it, but I guess not once you consider, like, once again, just really hot there. It's good hitting weather in Kansas City today. It really is. Um, Obviously Kansas City with the 5.7 total. Miami only 4.1. Why do you think it is that we get to Miami that much? Because Seth Lugo has been good.
I think it's the price. I think they are so cost efficient today that it's the driving force, at least for me. Let me grab our top stacks tool so I can compare what I have to what we have. I want to see if I'm just like off a bit. So I have them, I'm a little more extreme, but not crazy. So we have them 14th in top stack. I have them 8th, but it's 3.5% to 4.9. It's not crazy, but I'm definitely a little bit higher on the Marlins right now. We have them 14.5% top value, number one. I have it 17.5, number one. I just I find that value to be very appealing today.
I
Like
see
who
it.
do I have like
But you go ahead.
outside of the Marlins? Like I have 26% Otani. I have 22% Aaron Judge. I have 20% Gleyber Torres. I have 20% Ozzy Albies. I have 20% Salvador Perez. I have 16% of Bobby Witt. Like all of these 5K and 6K high level hitters are ending up in my lineup because of me getting to Miami.
I'm extremely underweight on the Dodgers, surprisingly. As outside of Otani, I have a ton of Shohei Otani, a ton. Aside from him, Freddie Freeman, 9% is my next highest exposed Dodger. I have 40% Otani, and it's nothing else until I get into the single digits.
I have 16 of Smith, 10 of Teoscar, and 12 of Pages. So I do have a bit of the Dodgers. They are the number one team in ownership right now. I'm neutral to the field. I have 11%. We're projecting 10.
I want to get into a couple of other stacks before we hop over to playback. You guys have any questions, hit
Yeah.
us up in chat. Always happy to answer them for sure. Whether it's, DFS betting, doesn't really matter. I'm happy to do something. I'm happy to help you out. Also, put me in the game. Coach Chris asked Jordan, you may have shown it already, but the top ROI, top simulated ROI lineup in the Sims is okay. Gore and Brown. It's a 5-3 Braves Pittsburgh stack. Interesting. Pittsburgh against
I
Green.
have 10% of the Braves. They're
Murphy,
underowned to me.
Olsen, Albies, Hayes, Cruz, Reynolds, Kellenic, and Laureano.
I like it.
Sure.
I'm one way over on the Braves. I have 18 of Kellenic, Albies, 14 of Riley. I've got every single Brave.
Jordan, go to stack exposures for a second. My guess is that we don't have a lot of Pittsburgh, but you're just going to get some Pittsburghs that pop up at the top. Yeah, like only 5% Pittsburgh, but it looks like 3 of the top 8 or so Sim ROI teams have a Pittsburgh stack in some fashion. I assume they're just positively leveraging the top stacks tool.
You would think.
They are, yeah. They're just not getting any ownership. Oh, by the way, guys, little promo we've got running. Did you see that win? One of our Sim subscribers in PGA?
Can't beat 200K.
200,000. 200,000. James Roach. It's Kevin Roach on DraftKings with the avatar, 200K in the PGA Summer Sand Trap. Unbelievable stuff, man. 37,000, by the way, in that contest, Josh. 37,000 in that contest, took down 200K using the Sims, using the tools. We've got a ton of golf coming up throughout the summer. Outside of baseball, there really isn't much going on. If you want to jump in, get 20% off the PGA Sims, we put a link in the description and in the chat. You don't need a promo code or anything. Just look in the chat or look in the description. 20% off Sims Max monthly or weekly, or Sims Plus Data, which is a less expensive but still powerful version. Sims monthly weekly, doesn't matter. 20% off anything for PGA. I assume this expires Thursday morning or Wednesday night,
You would think.
but jump in and start building lineups. 20% off. Shout out to James or Kevin Roach. $200,000 win, just massive win. Proves the tools are and everything else in the Sims are doing what they were meant to do. He didn't even max that.
That's a hell of a day, man. That must have been fun.
Yeah. Yeah, jump in. Check out all the tools. And with that, you're getting the top golfers tool, projections, owners. You're getting everything for PGA across the board. So yeah, 20% off weekly or monthly. Thank Kevin or James. Thank him for that. Because without him, we're not running this promo. It's only going for a couple of days if you want to dive in. Couple of other spots I'm getting to. See if we're in alignment here or way off. I'm just looking at 5-man stacks right now.
I'm looking at my 5-mans right now too, so we could talk through it.
Okay, Houston I have a decent amount of against Austin Gomber.
So I have 5% of Houston. I do have 3 5-mans. I don't have any 4-mans. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. My number 1 Houston lineup is the Hunters. Altuve, Bregman, Pena, Alvarez, Chas McCormick. 2-man A's stack, which I love. Langoliers and Rooker. If you're going to get 2 dudes there, like you're getting the power hitters. And then one-off Jake Berger in Kansas City. Again, I love that as a one-off. You know, you're getting Jake Berger with real power. Do I love the spot against Seth Lugo? No, not as much for sure. But like in terms of getting an Astro stack and having 3 guys with it, Langoliers, Rooker, and Berger are all absolutely real home run threats.
Yeah, real power against lefties. Good homer park.
Yeah. Here's another one. So like my second best Astro stack, the 3 guys that I don't have that are Astros or that aren't Astros, Bobby Witt, Candelario, and then Jared Kelenic. Very, very happy with those 3 guys. Final one, Aaron Judge, O'Neal Cruz, Jake Berger once again. It's like, if I'm getting to the Astros, I have absolutely no issue filling out those next 3 guys with whoever the hell I want.
I like it.
Same.
I have some Atlanta. I have some
Same.
Miami, some Houston, some Kansas City. I even have 5% Oakland stacks, but the majority of it, Kansas City, Houston, and believe it or not, Miami right now, and Atlanta. Those are my top 4.
Miami and Atlanta are my top 2 5-man stack teams. Let's see, what does an Atlanta stack look like? Because those will be more expensive bats.
While you look,
go
ahead.
My number 1 Atlanta stack: Olsen, Albies, Riley, Kelenic, Ozuna. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, amazing. And then a 3-man Miami stack: Anderson, De La Cruz, Nick Fortes. It's not bad.
Not bad at all. I mean, for me, it's all going to boil down to Hunter Brown and Hunter Green, and then we'll take it from there.
Yep.
Do we get our poll results? Bregman.
Ooh, really?
45% to Alex Bregman at 5 to 1.
Not what I was expecting. I thought for sure it was going to be Olsen.
I'll bet it right now. Let's get the actual odds on this parlay right here. Who do we have? Bregman. I went Santander, right? At 390.
I have no idea. I have Gary Sanchez.
All right. I have Santander. You have Gary Sanchez, and we have Bregman. So I got 2 of them in there. Wouldn't this be nice?
Let me know what it pays.
I'm just getting Sanchez.
I don't know. $10 gets you 1,200, something like that.
It should be around that. You had Sanchez, you said, right? At 340?
Correct.
Yep. $10 pays out $12.83. Locking it in right now, as I do every single time.
Don't be a coward. Put 100 on it.
That's just silly.
You don't think you're going to get a 3-homer parlay today to win 12 grand? Well, I mean,
I would love to.
Scared money don't make money. Dave?
I guess you're right. I'm just reading some comments in chat before we head over to playback.
You know what's
I
really
think
nice? I don't see any comments from Sean V, so the show got a lot better.
ready to head over to playback.
Yes, let's do it.
All right, so heading over. It's Tuesday, which means we just have a ton of home run parlays, not even parlays, just promos. Caesars, DraftKings, FanDuel. I think BetMGM has one. I'm gonna actually look because
Yeah,
if
we can
that's
take
the
we can
case,
take a peek while we're doing it.
we'll just go across the board and let it rip. So, by the way, guys, it's totally free. We have like how many people? All of our subscribers on OddsShopper are just you guys. 2,500 subscribers over there because it's free. It's the same thing as YouTube. Except in many cases, you're going to be able to watch the games with us and everything. You don't pay a damn thing. You sign up if you're not there yet. Come hang out. We do a lot of other stuff. So not just this. Like basketball, we're over there watching the games. You can jump in and watch them. It's a really, really cool thing. We can share our screens, so we'll pull some stuff up right now. Come join us over on Playback. We're over there now. So Jordan, cut that stream. We'll see you. By the way, can we do Jordan, do they have replays available now here? So we'll be able, so if someone's watching after the fact and they wanted to watch the replay and get some bets today, they could do so on Playback later. Awesome. So yeah, come watch us now, come watch us later. Let's go win some money, Josh.
Let's do it.
All
Bye,
right,
everybody.
good luck, fellas.